All right, so this is the video that's going to cover some pretty difficult programs with strings, but I would suggest practicing them and figuring out what each thing does if you want to get good at strings. This is kind of the way to do it. So these programs I think are harder than whatever programs are in the book. So all right, so this first one, I'm going to skip through a lot of the reading. You guys can read it, but basically you have an HTML line of text, okay? Now HTML is hypertext markup language, okay? So an opening tag starts with a opening tag, I guess I call them like greater than or less than symbols, okay? So anyway, it looks like that. And then to close it, you would use this dash I, which has got a dash in front of it. And so what that does is that would italicize the the word quick. B, in closing B, would put a bold tag around the word brown, okay? So these tags are used to make basically every single website out there and do stuff with it. So this program is processing all the information, and basically you could do stuff like get rid of all the tags. If you had a lot of text, pages and pages of text like this, instead of going through and removing each tag and potentially making human errors, you could automate it with a program. And so what this program is doing is you're going to write 3 different functions. This will be your text. This will be your string. You'll find the first tag and you will print that. So the first tag of this string is here. You can remove the first tag, so you got to find it and then you remove it. And then you can remove all of them, which would look like this at the end. Okay, so, and this is the type of stuff I have to have my high school kids write out. So for their advanced placement class where they can earn college credit. So this is one of the programs I have them. I actually have them do this twice. One at the beginning of the year when we're learning strings, and one at the end of the year when we're reviewing it. And they do much better at the end of the year after they've been through a bunch of programming. So it's a good problem to go back to. So anyway, you guys can read this, but I know that the find first tag is going to find the first one. So I have this in here. I have the second 2 functions commented out because I'm not testing those yet. So we'll say def find first tag, and we'll pass in the text. So we need to find the first index. And that's equal to text.find, and we want to find that first one, okay? And let's do a print on here so you guys see what happens on first index and second index. All right, so if I run this, I should get 4 and 6, and then nothing's going to print yet, all right? So why 4 and 6? Well, let's go through here and do this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. All right. So what I did is I just put indexes on each of our characters. Okay. So it finds the first one at 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Okay, that's index position 4. Finds the second one, or the second index right here at 6. Okay. So this is a good way to test this stuff. If you're putting in code and it doesn't make sense or you don't know what a line of code is, print it, okay? It's the only way you learn this stuff. I have a lot of bright students who can memorize everything and they get to program and they freak out because they're not used to learning this way. You have to be hands-on and not be afraid to screw up the code. you'll be able to fix it. But you have to print stuff out and see what's going on. Okay, that's like key. My old mentor, anytime I'd have a problem when I was an intern, well, did you print it to the screen? Do you see what variables are displaying? And so when you print it to the screen, you actually control your variables and understand what's happening with them. Okay, so if we find it, because if we don't find it, it would return -1. Okay, so that's what the find method does. It either finds it or returns -1. So as long as it's greater than 0, means not -1. Then we go to the first index to the second index +1. And I got to spell return right, so it turns up dark green. Else return none. Yeah, it didn't find anything. So why second index +1? Well, remember the second index was 6 plus 1 is 7. Wouldn't that give me the Q? Nope, because that's not how slices work. Remember, you do the first index, which would be 4, to the second index -1. So I have to put a plus on there to make it to the 6th one. So if I run this, I should get I. Okay, and it looks good. Next one. Define, what are we defining? Remove. We're going to remove from the text that I index. Okay, so first we got to find the first index again, and that's equal to text dot find. So we got to find it. And then we got to find the beginning of the new index, and that's equal to the first index plus the length of our string. So the find first is going to give us 4 plus the length of our string, 1, 2, 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. That's going to give us Q. Now that's important because remember, slices, we can start from 0 to where it finds it, right here, -1, which would give us right there, plus plus basically the beginning of the new index right there. So it's kind of nice. If first index is what, greater than or equal to 0, meaning we find it again. We got to always test to see if we find it. The new text is equal to text 0 to the first index plus the text from the begin of new index all the way to the end. All right, so if we find it and it works out, we return the text. Else we return the original text, okay? Let's test it. Whoops. Yeah, that's absolutely wrong. We got to make that a string. That's our string variable. It is I, but yeah, I can't do that. Yep, and then I just got to make sure I spell things properly. So there's that. So removes the first one. The next one, we're going to remove all of them. Okay. And there is something I need to go through in here. Part C. So in all of them, we remove the first index, then we remove the closing of that first one. Then remove the first index of the one that exists now, and then the closing one. So if it does not remove the second index, we have to have an error. However, the method should return the string error if the tags and the text do not match, meaning that there's no closing tag found after an opening tag. Now, if your data is corrupted, meaning, ideally you're supposed to have a closing B tag after this, okay? But if you don't have a closing B tag, it's going to screw things up bad because, and this is where your error needs to come in. So this is something too, like if you're working with customers and they give you corrupt data, your program could be hosed. So this is part of the reason why programmers spend so much time testing, because they have to not only test the program and make sure the program works itself, but they have to test it for data that the user could screw up. So you know that's what this part is for, and you'll see where I put it here in a second. But let's start doing this. So remove all tags. Okay, so let's define this. Define remove all tags, and we're passing in the text. Okay, so we're going to have something called revised text, and that's going to equal our text, because we don't want to screw with the actual text. We want to change it and just then return the revised text, but we want to keep the original text intact. Okay, so we'll say start tag. Start tag is equal to, we can find the first one because we have that method. Find first tag, revised text, while not start tag equals none. So while you find a start tag, because remember up here, the find first one, if it doesn't find it, it returns none. Okay, so we don't want to process any code if none's returned, basically. So what we'll do is we'll say revise text is going to be equal to remove. So we found it, now we got to remove it. So we remove the revised text and we pass in the start tag, because we have that right here. That gives us our start tag, okay, which is this, remember? So now we're going to remove from the text, this right here, from the text, the start tag. Okay, that looks good. Now we've got the end tag to deal with. That's equal to that plus the start tag starting at position 1 through the length of the start tag. All right, why does it start at 1? Well, look at, if this was our tag right here, 0, 1, 2. So we want to start at 1 because we don't want to start at this. We already have this right here. We want to start at 1 to the end, so this would really look like that. Okay, this section right here is going to be what is found right there. Okay, it's basically, it looks more like that. Okay, and I'm going to comment that out. But that'd be the first one it finds, okay, for the closing tag, all right? So we need to get the length of the revised text, okay, and then revised text equals, we got to remove the revised text, comma, end tag. We got to remove the end tag, okay? And there was a reason why we got that length, okay? The length of the revised text before we remove the ending tag. If it does not find it, remember, it just returns the original one, okay? So if the length is equal to the length of the revised text. Okay? That means that the ending tag was not removed. Okay? It means it was not removed. Return error. The end tag not removed. Okay? That'd create problems, all right? So then once we do that, we got to find our new start tag. So right here, if I print this and say revised text, let me write this last line of code and we'll see what this prints. But basically it's going to print the quick without the first opening and closing tags. But now we got to find the new start one, which would be this one right here. So our new start one is going to be start tag equals find first tag. And we've got a revised text that we've been kind of rebuilding the new one. Find first tag. Okay. Let's see if this runs. It should. Oh, I need equals there. If it's equal to, not set equal to. And I need a colon in there. So look at this. So right here is where this print is, okay? And then after we do it again, then it removes the B tags in brown. So it prints that, okay? So it's removing each opening and closing tag, and that's what we want it to do. So if I get rid of that and run it, none's returned. What? Where did I screw up here? Start tag. Oh, yeah, that's why. Return the revised text. Okay. So now it should be completely revised and all the tags removed. Okay. So that's no problem. All right, let's see here. Next one. We got our line editor. Okay, so this is like a 2008 AP question. And it was originally written for Java, but I changed it enough where I think it doesn't have any errors. So basically all you're doing is you're writing three different functions. The first one is going to insert information in a specific area in your string. So computer science, AP computer science, we want to put the AP at the very beginning in position 1 of computer science. And this one we want to say is best at position 16, which is the end. And we want to put Java, and I'll put Python in because we're doing Python, in position 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got Java right there. Okay. So insert takes Java and 4. So I'm going to delete all this. So we need to print 3 different ones. So we'll say print, insert, print space is best, and 16, and then we got 4, and Python put here. So we'll say def insert, and it needs to accept the string, comma, and then the index where it wants to insert it. So we'll say my line equals computer science, So if index is greater than equal to 0, and index is less than or equal to the length of my line, okay? Because essentially a user could put in 1,000 there, right? There's not, you'd be index out of bounds, or if they put in -10, it'd be out of bounds. So you have to do some error checking here, okay? So if index is less than 1, meaning it's 0 for even to get in here, but if it is, then we're going to put it at the very beginning of the line. So my line equals the string plus my line, and that would put it at the beginning. If index is less than the length of my line, this means you're going to put it somewhere in the middle of your my line string. Then my line 0 to the index, wherever you find it, plus the string, plus my line index, whatever the index is, to the very end. So that's very similar to what we did in the last one. Else, you want to add it to the end. So my line equals my line plus the string. And then we need to, return my line. So let's test it. Errors, of course. Print, insert, P. Oh, it's not that. Sorry, I didn't pull it down. So if is greater than, okay, so I need to spell index properly. You'll get good at error checking here. Let's see that. There you go. AP gets put at the beginning, is best gets put at the end. Python gets put in, position 4. All of these cases work, and it tests properly, and we're good. Second one, part B, we want to delete this string from this string. So how do you first of all, you got to find it. So .find. Delete ter sc. So you're going to delete that and come up with this. You're going to delete C, which is there, and you're going to right there. And then Java or Python is not in computer science, so it's going to return the original. So delete. So first of all, I can do that if I can put that there. I don't care. Let's do this. Print. Just so we know the different sections. So this one's going to be print, delete, com. So I'll do this. Why is it not letting me to? Control C, is it going to let me paste? There we go. So now we got C, and I'll do this one with Python. So find, delete, and I gotta accept my string. So this one should be easy. My line equals computer science. If not, my line dot find the string. I mean, if we don't find it, remember, if we don't find it, it's equal to -1. So if it's not equal to -1, then my line equals my line at 0 to my line dot find. So you got to find it. Okay, so com is found at position 0. So 0 to 0 is going to be the beginning. TER is found at position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 5 to here, it's going to find it, and it's going to just give me this part, okay? Plus, TER, I want to go to the end here. So I want to find wherever I find it here, plus the, so let's put this in here so you guys are, I can just see people being confused about what I'm saying. Okay, so 0 to where it finds it, 0 to 5, it finds it at 5. Now we don't want this, we want to be able to add the end, so we need to do my line, and we want to my line dot find the string, find the string. Okay, we want to find it, which would give us, starting at 5, plus the length of the string. So len of the string make sure this is good. So my line, find the string, so you find it. Yep, I think that's fine. If not, I'll have to test it. So then we got return my line. So if I run this, what do we get? Error. Of course I get an error. Whoops. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to print those. So, no wonder spelling stuff wrong all over the place. So, computer science, this doesn't seem right. Should have removed that. Next up, we removed the C, and the next one, what's going on here? So there's something wrong with this. So my line at 0 through my line find the string plus my line dot find the string plus okay, so I'm running this, and it looks like it's finding this one. It's not finding this one. It's okay. So let's look at my original data. TER. So I know it is now, but I'm going to show you this. Look at TER SC, TER capital SC. So if I ran a print here and here, then I would know, okay, it finds the first one, and there it is. It skips the next one because it doesn't find it. It finds the second or the third one, and it doesn't find the fourth one. So, yeah, my data needs to change. And okay, so it got rid of it there. All right, so that looks good. No problems there. A couple spelling, but no problem there. All right, next one. We want to delete all, so it's going to say print delete, and I'll read it real quick in a minute. I'm just going to type this all out, okay? Delete all INGs, all R's, here, make it faster. Okay, so in this case, we will delete ABBA, law, and zap. Okay, so let's read what we're doing here. So I think my line's going to change each time. Okay, string programming, we're removing the ing, this one and this one, so the str program. We're going to delete the r from string programming. So r there, r there, r there. We got to remove all of them. We're going to remove ABBA from this, and then we'll just get B. So we'll remove this one, and then we'll have B, and then you'll remove that ABBA. Law, we'll remove law right here. This one, law, and then it's wait a second. So removes that, and then it smushes everything together, and then you have O, H, L, A, and you're left with that. That's difficult. We're going to remove zap from pizza, which doesn't exist. Okay, so each time I test this for these ones, I'm going to have to change up my line. So I'm going to have to go back and forth on this a little bit. So def, delete all, and I pass in a string. And I'm just going to make multiple my lines. My line equals string programming. That'll be the first one. My line equals ABBA, B, ABBA. And I'm going to comment that out because you can't have two strings with the same name. ABBA, B, ABBA. Next one's going to be law, H, law, O dash law. Fine, we're going to have my line equals pizza pie. All right, so we got the first one. So while not my line dot find so this is why you can't just remove one of them, you got to remove all of them, so you need a while loop. So we're actually going to change my line each time we run through here, and then it will run from the beginning. So we'll say my line equals my line starting at 0, and then we got to find the string. So we find the string. Okay, that's going to give us where we start, and then remember we got to find where the string ends and goes to the end. Okay, so that's the same thing as this up here. Boop. So yeah, copying code is always fun. Make sure 0 to the I could copy the whole thing. Line from the string. Okay, cool. Okay. These three won't matter. Last three. So removing the ing, removing the r's, now returns an original. Okay, so let's do this now. ABBA. Okay, ABBA's returned, and the B is the one that we want. That works. Law was this H returns. on the one, yep. And zap should return pizza pie for all of them. Cool. All right, so those are these two. I'll put the documents up. So if you want to, copy the code down and run through and print each line and see things that you don't understand, the code will be available for you in the worksheets and videos section.